Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Wow, look at the Saints. Our schedule, you saw that schedule up there, all the great speakers we had the month of October. We just want to thank every one of them. We want to thank all of Miss Jocelyn Driscoll, who's also on the call this morning, Regional Vice President Platinum. Thank you, Miss Driscoll. What a wonderful, wonderful October you blessed us with. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We also have the month of October. We also had Mr. Shaquille Cooper, who will be with us tomorrow. Thank you, 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 thank you. We also have this month of Miss Dean Torelli and also Mr. Brian Nelson. We want to thank all our lineup for the month of October. And this is the last week of the month. We're going to close it out strong. But more importantly, we want to thank all our speakers. Next month, we got lined up Mr. Julian Lewis on our Tuesdays, Mr. Tassie Ismails on Mondays, and we got Mr. Dwight Williams on Wednesdays in the month of November coming up. We got a lot of things lined up and a couple of guest speakers sprinkled through the calendar. Also, last night was our Power Hour. Power Hour was amazing, and it will continue in November. Just don't think it wasn't just for the contest. The contest ends on the 31st, okay? Contest ends on the 31st. We got to go through and check everything. We'll give the results on November 6th. So write that down. Al's Happy Hour will give the prizes away November the 6th. After we go through everything. All right. So last night, Power Hour is going to continue. Every Monday in November is Power Hour, 6 o'clock to 7, 1 hour. And we got a lot of appointments set up last night, a lot of compliments last night. And I want to congratulate those folks that got the prizes. We also got a couple people. Mr. Mills is getting a Vivid shirt in the mail. And also up in Canada, we're sending one up in Canada. We also have anybody that signs up IBOs this week that were on the call last night. We got backpacks and also jackets to give away for those folks that were in there last night. We're going to roll over to those that signed up IBOs this week and give those things away as well for those that were on the call last night. You had to be on there to be part of it. You know, it's not that difficult. Anyway, hey, I'd like to look out in the audience this morning. I'd like to thank Mr. Lance Kelly. Good morning, sir. Miss Perla Banal, good seeing you out there with a happy face. Mr. Bill Bailey, good morning. Mr. Tasha Ismail, Regional Director, thank you so much. Miss Delina, God bless you, dear. You're still in my prayers. Belinda Batiste, thank you so much. Girl, we got her hair did differently all the time. She ain't at Home Depot today, though. Look at her. Mr. David Wright, thank you for joining the call this morning. Mr. Freddie Sherman, thank you so much. Mr. Harrison Mill, you're amazing. Miss Caroline, you're always faithful. Mr. Al Randolph, man, you're on here on time. Miss Jo. Natalie, Miss Natalie Para in Vegas, thank you so much. Miss Pat Robinson, how you doing? Oh, I like that top young lady. Woo! Okay. Miss, can we have some fun? Miss Rose Guerrero, Regional Director out of Fresno, thank you so much. Miss Sensational in Florida. Hey, girl. Hey, young lady. All right. Miss Zoe, part of the Bakery Organization. Good morning, Mr. Chris McDowell. Good morning, sir. Regional Director, Mr. Julian Lewis. And thank you, man. Man, look out November because he's featured every Tuesday, y'all. Better write that down. Miss Eileen down in San Diego. Good morning. Pat and Frank Bowman up in El Grove, California, right outside of Sacramento. Miss Marie, it's good seeing you down there in Southern California. Thank you so much. Miss Jones, part of the Crew Organization out in South Carolina. That lady's she's got a lot of points on. Regional Director, Mr. Brian Baker. Over a billion served. Million served, billion, trillion served. There you go. Mr. Daryl Ranson, good morning, sir, in Fresno. Nashville. Mr. Ryan Swallow in Sacramento, California. Good morning, sir. Mr. Robinson, part of the Bakery Organization. Good morning. Mr. Michael Jenkins, good morning. TJ in Ohio, good morning. Miss Candy Epperly, good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Gail Wiggins, good morning. Miss Castro in Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you, dear. Mr. Urban Herrera, Regional Director, sir. Thank you for joining the call this morning. Wow. Woo, man, I feel special. Queen V of New York City. New York City. All right. Celia from Woodland, California. Mr. Jordan Say out of Nashville. And Mr. Ismail. Que paso, senor? Hey, we got a great call lined up for you today. We are excited about one of our own. This young lady hails from the Fresno area, got started in the business because her husband's going out. She said, you know what, I need to step up to the plate. See, that's what I love about leaders. Leaders don't wait. They step up to the plate. They make things happen. For example, Monday, Miss Ismail and Mr. Clemens decided power hour. You know, as leaders, they stepped up to the plate. I shouldn't have to do it all. That's what leaders do. And that's what I love about leaders and upcoming leaders. They step up and make it happen. This young lady decided, hey, my daughter wanted to go to college, and hey, we needed some extra money, and I need to do something. And she did. And with that, she stepped up. And not only that, she's Mr. Thomas. Had I known, I'd have done this earlier. But why do we do that? But I thank God for her. And I hope that she encouraged you, because the last time she was here, she encouraged so many people, and just telling from her heart how she built her business from where she's at. And I tell you, without further ado, one of our very own from Fresno, California, Regional Director, Miss Evelyn Phipps. Good morning, dear. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's give her a hand, everybody. Let's give her a hand. Good morning.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you, dear. Now we can hear you.
Okay, good. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Tilt it down a little bit. Tilt it down a little bit more.
Thank you so
go.
much for the great introductory. Honestly, I could, I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for leaders like you, like the Kings in the Fresno area. Honestly, the whole Fresno team. Mr. Wittenberg was a big part of that, so it's really the whole Fresno team. Like Mr. Thomas says, we come as a family. Once you're in ACN, you're like a family. So I'm going to talk again. Thank you so much for that great introductory. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did, my journey getting here. This is part 2, because the last time I didn't get to finish. So I know there's a lot of new people on there. So I'm just going to try to go as slowly as I can to try to explain part of the things you're going to go through as you start your business. Okay, these are completely different times because we're doing Zoom calls. We're not doing them face to face like we did, where we had PBRs in front of everybody and things like that at their house and stuff like that. But you know what? This is just as effective. As you can see, people are getting people in the business. This is actually probably even better. You don't have to go anywhere outside of your, Anyway, some of the experiences I had with my team, okay? You're going to find people that really, really want this business, really want this to work, okay? And that's awesome when you find those kind of people. Because getting started, what I would do with my team, I would work hand in hand with them and teach them what to do, tell them what to do. So let me see. Is that better? Can you guys see me better? Is that better? Okay. Teaching them what to do. Okay. I'm just going to give you some examples without naming names because they're still in the business. Okay. Some people will do anything and they will tell you that. I'm sure we've all had people that say, I'm going to blow this business up because I know a ton of people. I was one of those because I knew a lot of people, okay? But as you're going along, you're going to learn different things. And this is a learning process, you guys, a really learning process. If you're being told that you're going to make millions right away, you're not. This is not. And every leader should tell you, you learn as you go. You learn as you go. That's what I love about this business is you are going to learn and you can still make money. When you're in school, you're not making money. You're just learning whatever it is for 4 or 5 years. This business, you make money as you go and you're learning, okay? So as an example, I'm going to use one young man, okay? This individual said, I want it really bad, Miss Phipps. I want it so bad, and I go, okay, well, we have to have a good why, not just, oh, I want to make all kinds of money. You're going to learn that, but think of something in your mind that's going to keep you going no matter what. And so he did, and he shared his why with me and stuff. So this young individual would go door to door. And I mean, this is not recommended unless you know the people. And he knew the people. He knew his neighbors. Like, I know my neighbors. I can go to them and ask them to be my customers, which they pretty much are already. But I'm just saying, this is not a business that you go cold marketing door to door for a customer unless you know them. Okay, so just kind of understand that part. So he would go, you know, and to his neighbors and tell them his why and ask for the favor. Okay, and a lot of people did not want to change. They did not want to change. Like, especially if you hit a certain age, they're comfortable the way they are. They like the way things work. But this individual would use his why every single time. Like, I would tell him, this would mean the world to me. This would help me like you have no idea. You know, I'm in this contest. I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm a young student. I'm going for this. I'm going, you know, you got to really be graphic and explain what you're doing, not just, oh, I want to pay for my college. You have to use some emotion in there too. You know, that's where it's going to hit people like, okay, well, I understand. And he said, I'm willing to do this for you. You know what? You guys want to go out one weekend? I'll watch your kids. You know, that's big, you guys. That's big, because nowadays to find a good babysitter, you know, it's hard. But if you know your neighbor's willing to watch your kids for free, because you're going to get maybe a gas customer or maybe a TV customer, and everything's going to be the same. Explain to them, same channels, different satellite, you know, maybe it's dish, now it's direct, same channels. You just got to walk people through. This young man would do, he would go and, I'll wash your car, both of them. I'll wash your Jeep. I'll wash your houseboat, you know, things like that. People like that will succeed because they are willing to do whatever it takes. I remember there was a time when I told one of my neighbors, I'll mow your lawn. And he kind of got embarrassed. No, it's okay. It needed it. And I go, hey, you're right next to me. I could do it, you know, what's the difference? I'll just zoom over there, you know? And he was a little embarrassed. And the following week he had a gardener doing it. But it was, the point was, I was willing to do whatever it took to get a customer, you know? Now, another example, same school, same, you know, maybe a young student or even a lady or whatever, it didn't matter, saying that they're willing to do whatever it takes. Okay, we went over the scripts, we went over what we were going to say, we were going to call people, get them into like a PBR setting at his place, and it didn't go well. It didn't go well. Now, you can't beat yourself up for that, because it's not your fault. You're right there with them, training them, teaching them what to say. And if they're not willing to say that, sometimes it's just not going to work, because they get themselves in a situation where it's like when they're making their calls, they're not saying what they're supposed to say. And they go, well, what are you doing? And then they say, you know, well, what is it that you want? You know, well, what are you doing such and such day? Okay, well, why? Because no, we didn't teach him to say that. And this is what I would do, you guys. I would hang up the phone, because, you know, with cell phones, you can do that. And they go, Mrs. Phipps, why'd you do that? And I go, because you're going off the script. You're in a position now where they're asking you questions. And remember, the first one that talks is the loser. They need to, you know, when you ask them, what are you doing such and such day? Zip it. And they say what they're doing. Now, if they start asking you questions, I just need to know, what are you doing that day? Don't start answering their questions. So when things didn't work right, they get confused and they're like, I don't know, I don't want to do this. I'm, you know, what happened to, I would do anything. I would do anything, you know? And then they would look at me and they go, well, I thought you said your mom needed this, you know, because you're like the man leading and you're going to help her. Well, I am. I go, well, what happened to you would do anything? I go, look, let's practice. So then they would practice with me, and we would, ring, ring, whatever. I'd be in the other room, and then I would tell them what they're doing wrong. Now, you guys, it's okay to let people know what they're doing wrong. Just, some people are very sensitive, so you have to just watch how you talk to them. But it's okay to tell them, look, this is what's going on. You're not doing this right. And so they can understand, because ACN will work. It will work. There's a lot of people that are on this call that are testimonial to that have gotten to positions where they didn't think they could. I'm one of them. I just was willing to just make a couple of $100, and that was it. And I was good. But moving more and more and more, look where it got me. I was able to move up. So ACN will work. It's just not everybody has to do it the right way. And everybody, like, your people. I don't know your people, so I can't talk to them. I can't call them for you and say, hey, so-and-so would like you to be their customer. That's not going to work. Trust me, I've tried that for some of my friends. It just doesn't work, because they're like, well, why are you calling me? So you have to train your people how to talk. And once that happens and they start learning, they need to follow the script. Now, does it always happen that way? No, because I still have some people that have been in the business longer than 2 years or 3 years, and I'm still having to coach them and teach them. But remember, you guys, because this was my biggest thing, not everybody is going to succeed. And if they don't, it's not your fault. If you're teaching them the way you were taught, it's not your fault. It's not, because that was the hardest thing for me. And that's another bullet point I want to hit, is emotions. We as ladies have to take the emotion out. That was hard for me, because I get attached to people. I love people. And that was really hard for me. When somebody said they didn't want to do this anymore, it hurt my feelings. I felt like it was because of me. And we have to get that out. We have to get that out of the way, because anybody that knows me, I would do anything for them. I've traveled a lot of different places just to help people. Could I have done it over the phone? Probably. Had we had Zoom back then, that would have been a lot easier, because it would have saved my car a lot of mileage. But I would travel just to go help them get customers, just to help them do a PBR or something. So we have to take the emotion out. There was a lot of times when I find out somebody had quit in the business or something, I would feel like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And maybe they weren't even on my team. They were just somebody I knew and I liked a lot. I connected with them. We have to get the emotion out. You will learn that too. Women are more emotional. I don't know, there may be some men out there like that too, but women are very, very emotional. So that was another bullet point. We really got to get that out of the way. Another thing is growth. You're going to learn in this business, no matter how friendly you are, no matter how easy you are to make friends, you have to change you. And that was one of my biggest things, you guys, because those of you that know me know it was very hard for me to learn how to talk differently in this business. And what I mean by that is I had no filter. If I had something to say, I would say it. I mean, I was coming from a supervisor background. And to me, I've always felt like I was babysitting people. Even if they were older than me, I had to come out and just say what I needed to say. So going in this business, when I would talk to people, even in my team, I would just say what was on my mind. And sometimes it can hurt people's feelings. And that was my biggest thing. I had to learn not to say certain things, to listen more and not speak as much. Does that make sense? I hope that is hitting some people, because that was one of the biggest things I learned. I mean, even Mr. Thomas brought it to my attention. You're a good speaker, you're a good this, you know, but you need to listen more because sometimes you're over talking. I mean, I've had people on my team talk people out of the business. They already said they want to do it. Okay, great. Let's get the paperwork out of the way and we're signing up. And then this person is still talking to that one person. Before you know it, they go, well, I don't think I want to do that. So it goes back to training, you guys, training. So when you're first new in the business, listen to your mentors, listen to what we're not out there to be mean. We're trying to teach you so you don't go through the things we went through. Because trust me, in the Fresno market, when I got started, the Kings were in maybe 6-7 months before me. They were still learning. They were still learning. Fresno had not grown so big at the time. There was different teams, but not under Mr. Thomas. And then when Mr. Thomas started coming more and more and more, it started making more sense. You know, the belief was there. Oh my God, this is working, blah, 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 you know. Plus I was reading more. People were telling me, Evelyn, we love you. You know, you're doing this, you're doing that, but you need personal growth. You need to learn how to say certain things, you know, or not say things. And I guess that's part of leadership. Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you, I did not want any part of leadership. Like I said, I just wanted to make a couple $100. But when that happened, okay, maybe I can make a couple more $100 on top of that. And then it started moving. They said, we got to get you in the front of the office. I mean, in the front, Evelyn. I go, why? And they go, because you have a story. You have a story to tell. I didn't believe them. I said, no, I don't. You know, and they go, yes, you have a story. But before I could do that, you guys, I had to do my personal growth. I had to make sure that what I was saying, the nurturing I was getting was actually working. And it will happen because if I have people tell me now, like when I went to my reunion, what was it, like a year ago or 2 years ago? Friends of mine said, oh my God, you know, they go, you're like a totally different person. You used to be the fun, blah, blah, blah. And I can still be that. But I was more business now. I was more business oriented. And that was what I was trying to get, if that makes sense. I don't want to be the same kid from high school. I want to be a grown-up person being able to be a businesswoman. Now, had I ever pictured myself like that? No. But if I can help anybody, whether they're on my team or not, I love that. I am a nurturer. And those of you that know me know that. I love to teach and help people. People on my team, they used to call me mom. And I was okay with that because I was a nurturer. I would try to teach them and do things. And sometimes you guys, you're going to want it more than they do. Because I've had some people, maybe they're still in the business, but they're not doing much. But I still talk to them and I tell them, it's not too late. We can still do this. I know you've been in it like 3 years. That's okay. Why are you renewing? Because you know it works. You know it works. We just got to get you more elevated and more personal growth where it will work. Start sending people my way. I will help you. It's all about personal growth, you guys. It really, really is. Another thing I want to say is you're going to meet a lot of great people in this business. I've met a lot of great people. I mean, the Fresno team, we're like family. We are. We love everybody. I mean, I miss the Carter's cooking, things like that. I know I hardly ate, but getting together was so much fun. Do I miss it? Yes, I do, because I don't get to see everybody like we did. Maybe just through Zoom, but that's okay. Things will evolve again. Doesn't mean we stop. Doesn't mean we stop what we're doing. Like a lot of people always, when I run into people or hear about people or see me on Facebook, what have you been doing? I go, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm doing my business. Really? I thought, I don't know. I just thought, that was a phase. No, it's not a phase. This is my business. I am ACN for life. I have people always trying to recruit me through Facebook. Oh, they like my stuff or this and that, and then they want to meet up or something, and I talk to them on Messenger, and they bring ACN up. It's really funny. So I'm assuming they're ACN people, but they're not. They're trying to recruit me into another business, and I tell them I'm unrecruitable. I will never switch this. This makes way too much sense, you guys. We use these things every single day, every single day. Why would I not? Why would I jump ship? Why would I go somewhere else where I have to sell something? No. And here's another thing. For those that are doing the contest, what the Kings did on Sunday was phenomenal. I got 2 appointments after this, just on that. The ID seal and all that. And that was another thing I had to learn, to invest in my business. If you're not investing in yourself and your business will die, And being brand new, we cannot do everything for you. Trust me. We can't do everything for you. We can help you. We can guide you. But like I said, when I try to call and make that call for my friend to show her it wouldn't work, they wanted to know why I was talking and why she wasn't. We can't do it. We don't know your people. It has to come from you. And the why has to be strong. There's a lot of people on this call that have been in the business a long time or are brand new this year. Those of you that are brand new need to learn. You really, really need. Mr. Thomas is one of the few SVPs that puts this on Monday through Friday. Why does he do that? He does it because everybody he puts on here has a story to tell, has something to say, has something to share, and it will get you motivated. If it's not motivating you, you need more self-development, because everybody he puts on here, whether it's mindset, whatever, team building, it motivates me. It gives me ideas. I've been in this business almost like 7 years, and things motivate me. So if you're not getting motivated every morning by listening to these calls, you need to reevaluate yourself. Do I need to do some more self-development? You should be reading at least a chapter a day. I've got different books I'm reading. Here's what I want you to ask yourself. How significant is your life? Okay. Do I make a difference? When I move, when I act, when I do something, do I really matter? That's something you want people to say about you. Wow, this person really did this. This person was so significant. They did this. God didn't make us, he made us different for a reason. He made us different for a reason. There's no 2 people alike. Even twins, I don't care. I know twins. They're not exactly alike. So you guys have to realize you're on here for a reason. Make that reason a significant one. If you're an ACN, you made the first right step, because everybody on this team is pretty awesome. They're excitable, they're fun, they're positive, they're doing things for the right reason, not for the wrong reason, for the right reason. And if you do things that are wrong, it'll come back to bite you. It will. So pretty much that's all I had to say. I hope that helps some people out there. You guys, I have been in this, like I said, at least 7 years. So I have been through some really crazy things, but it was all a learning. It was all learning. It really was. I'll be the first to tell you, if I known today what I knew, how does that work? If I knew back then how it was going to be, would I have still joined? Absolutely. because I was one of those, like, all I needed was like $200. Once it surpassed that, I didn't have to keep going, but I did because I made a commitment, not just to myself, but to my team. I will always be there for you. I can't do it for you, but I will always be there for you. And trust me, I have tried doing things for them, and yeah, it'll work for a while, but we're enabling them. Then they don't want to do it for themselves. They expect you to keep doing it for them. So we have to it's like a child. We have to let them flock and fly their own wings. We're just there to help them, guide them the way we were guided. Because I'm telling you, if it was not for Mr. Thomas and the Kings and Angela Guerrero, even though, I mean, here's a great example. Those in the Fresno area know that me and her were like this. We did everything together. She is still in the business, but she's kind of silent. She doesn't do much of anything anymore because she's more involved in her job. And that's okay. That's what she chose. But it did have an effect on me because I enjoyed all that. But am I going to quit because of that? No. I didn't join just to be with her. I joined to help my husband, to help my family. So you have to have that mentality and move along. So I hope that helps some people. Mr. Thomas, did you want to say anything? I've got to blow my nose. I'm sorry. I've got a cold.
Go ahead and blow your nose, dear. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserved it. You deserve it.
I feel like
folks, I'm going to highlight
a
couple things. She's, she was sick when she calls it, but I love what she said. Take the emotions out of it. Number one. Number two, you must grow in this business. And number three, invest in your business. She didn't get into it because her best girlfriend went the other way. She got into it for her family. So many of us get so emotional when somebody comes in the business and don't do it as fast or slow down and the job takes over. She didn't focus. And I love that about Miss Evelyn Phipps. She just decided to focus. So many out there, look at you. Some of you need to focus on what you're looking for in this business. Focus. She goes, I don't care where she went. I'm still focused. I don't care what's going on over there. I'm still focused. I'm focused for my family, for my husband. I'm focused. And so should you. Tonight at 6:00 p.m., get back here and focus and bring some people back. We're going to be doing the 1 through 10 tonight at 6:00 p.m. right back here. We'll be doing the 1 through 10. And I want you to focus. Not only focus how I do it and just duplicate it. So focus tonight, focus. Miss Evelyn Phipps, thank you so much for a wonderful, I just wanted I wanted you to share one more thing thought. Tell how many points you have on your position, and then you decide to put a second position. We'll talk about that for about a couple of minutes, if you don't mind.
Well, when I first started the business, I right away signed myself up. And like the next day I signed my husband because I hit my, where I got my points. Back then it was different. I just needed 20 points. So I got 20 points the same day. So I signed my husband the next day to be my first business partner. When I heard that you can do the double dipping, I said, well, yeah, why not? I have 2 appointments today. I'm going to be putting him in his position because I realize he's losing a TV customer or something. Those are the ones that expire. So I'm more focused on the longevity of the others, Vivint and ID Seal. I love those. And even Spear. I use Spear on him. So he's got 60 points. I'm going to put him on him so he can continue to stay at least if I get these 3, he should have 70.
So here again, how many points does your position have and how many points does your husband's position have?
I have 140. He has 60.
Thank you.
So that's 200.
Thank you. That's what I wanted. There you go. 140 and 60. I wanted people to hear. That's what the question I wanted people to understand. the two positions. She's double dipping. That's what a smart person does. Put the husband and the wife, or the wife and the husband in, and that's a beautiful thing. So they got checks coming residually, and like she said, for long term. So can we show Miss Evelyn Phipps some love to that? Because I just love this down home, down to earth conversation today on how to build your business, take the emotions out, how you got to grow yourself and invest back in your business. Thank you so much. And everybody out there, like she says, focus tonight at 6 o'clock. I'll see everybody then. God bless. Can we get Miss Evelyn Phipps a little bit more? Thank you, thank you,
Thank you, you
thank you. God bless.